Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Curtain. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today we're talking about another encouraging word, and this one is called have fresh eyes to see. And it says, new things are coming. Having fresh eyes to see will shift trajectories. So I want to pause right there. What does having fresh eyes mean? So we talk a lot about the old way versus the new way, and I think the old way has been associated with previous patterns, like things and ways of operating that, really didn't serve us well in past seasons. So being able to just call out those things, because when we call things out, when we bring them to light, then they can't hide anymore in the shadows of our minds. They can't hide in our subconscious mind. And over the years, I've talked a lot about bringing the subconscious to the conscious mind, because it's some crazy percentage, and I can't remember what it is, but it's like 70, 80% or something of our thoughts live in our subconscious mind. And that's a really big deal if you think about it, because it allows for this like undercurrent to be happening every single day. This like almost like hum running in the back of our minds that is probably tiring us out. And what's great is that we can have the choice to notice it and just call those things out as they come and say, hey, why is that operating in my subconscious mind? Why am I letting that live there? No, I'm kicking that out. It's not going to have a place here. So I think that's what we mean by like having fresh eyes, because when you go through the practice of doing that, and I went through this season where I actually was like, I'm going to fast from wrong thinking. And wrong thinking is like anything associated with, especially in relation to like our identity and who we are. So any of those thoughts that are just not true, that I'm believing, the lies that I'm believing about myself. And that was really big, because there were things hiding in there that I maybe didn't even recognize. But when I sit with it is another big one. Just not like ignoring them or passing them by, but actually just kind of like sitting with it and thinking, why do I think that? Like, where did that come from? And letting yourself be in that space, like it's a safe space because it's just you or you and God, and sitting there and saying like, wait, like, how do you want to change this? How can I go the other way? Because this isn't a good direction, you know? And so that gives us fresh eyes to see. And when we can renew our minds, it renews our sight as well, because then we can see things in a new way. And that's kind of like what we talk about shifting the kaleidoscope. Like just that 1 degree can make such a big difference. Like you can be headed in a completely different direction because of that like light bulb revelation that you had, or moment that you had. And so that's why the unseen things, the intangible, is so important, because it influences directly the tangible, how we operate in our businesses and how we operate in our families, and even like our strategy. And this is why we practice identity-based strategy. So it says if you remain in the old, the new won't come, because you can't see it, right? That makes sense. Your words, actions, and heart posture matter. So we've talked about this before, but this is a big one. Your words. So what are you saying to yourself about yourself? And what are you saying just to others? And of course, that's important, but I'd encourage you more to think about like, what is the narrative in your head? Like, what are you saying to yourself? And what are some things that you maybe need to call out? And it's also what you're speaking out about yourself to even other people, and what you're speaking out about the things that you're doing. And if you start paying attention to that, you'll see maybe where there are some moments or ways that you want to change your words, because you can at any time. That's the great part about this. There's freedom in it. You can change your direction at any moment. So your actions obviously matter, but your heart posture, we talk a lot about that. Purify yourself as you prepare for what's ahead. New things are coming. So my hope for you today is that this episode encouraged you to just make this that 1 degree shift that gives you those fresh eyes to see so that you can have that light bulb moment.